Oh, Aaron Rodgers' new contract is out. Wait, what does that mean? Okay, so if I carry the 3, but then that 1 is still there. Yes, hi, this is Tom Grossi. I'm an alum. Yeah, can I speak to your entire math department? It's for a YouTube video. Hello? Math be hard! Packer Nation. Welcome to an episode of Packcast, the podcast where you don't have to be Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom. Yep, I had to reread that a million times. Grossi, and today it has finally happened. The day before the deadline, the start of the new league year, Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers have finalized the new contract. And oh boy, it's a doozy. There is a ton to break down here. And if you were reading through this and you're like, this is incredibly complicated, you are 100% correct. If you don't believe me, you could go on the NFL's website right now and watch Ian Rappaport try to understand this. And so we're going to go through it as simply as possible. We're going to break down what this means for the Packers, what this means for Rodgers, when he could potentially retire or move on, when the team could move on from him, Jordan Love. We'll break it all down. So to start things off, technically this is a 5-year deal. However, it really is only going to be for 3 years, considering at the back end there's 2 void years. So if you recall, Aaron Rodgers was already under contract for this upcoming season. That was a big problem because he was scheduled to have a $46.7 million cap hit, which, as you know, that's a lot of numbers, and that's bad. And because of the offseason negotiations last year, next season was voided out completely. So now there are 2 void years on the back end of this deal in 2025 and 2026, and that's basically where the Green Bay Packers are going to be pushing some money to. But realistically, it's a 3-year, $150 million deal. So what does this mean for the Packers' cap space? Well, yesterday they made some cap-saving moves because they cut Zadarius Smith, they cut Billy Turner, they extended Preston Smith, right? Doing all of these things that are going to help out the cap for this season. Well, this is the biggest cap move they have made thus far. Because as I mentioned before, Aaron Rodgers was scheduled to have a cap hit of $46.7 million. Now that has been reduced by $18 million, and his cap hit in 2022 is $28.5 million. He's going to make $41 million. And now at this point, you're looking at that, big Tom, you just said that his cap hit is 28.5. How is he making $41 million? I'm glad you asked. So this season, his base salary is only $1.15 million. And the way that he's going to be able to make $41 million is basically through bonuses. What the Green Bay Packers did in order to alleviate some cap space, they pushed this money out as far as humanly possible. So when the cap is expected to go up around the league because of new TV deals and gambling and all that great stuff, the Packers will at least be in a little bit of a better situation. So they're basically pushing the money out, expecting that the league cap is going to go up, and so it will alleviate some of this pain. Because with things like signing bonuses and other options, what they're able to do and say, hey, we're going to give you $100 million, but we can spread it out over the years of the contract. But that's just 2022. In 2023, his cap hit is $31.6 million, so that's still lower than what it was supposed to be this season. And of course, next year was supposed to be a voided year, so that went up about $7 million. And 2024, that's when it really starts to get a little hairy. It's a $40.7 million cap hit. And just going off of that, what Rodgers is expected to make in 2023, he's going to make $59.515 million. And in 2024, he's going to make $49.3 million. So in terms of the cap, right now, the Green Bay Packers are only $4 million over the cap. You're going to be seeing a Jair Alexander extension come probably pretty shortly. And there's other ways that the Packers can try and finagle things. We can see what's going to happen with Randall Cobb. There's rumors that Mason Crosby's going to wind up staying, though they could cut him at a later date. We'll see what the Packers do to get over that hump. Now, of course, this is not including Davante Adams, who right now is scheduled to have a $20 million cap hit with the franchise tag. However, as I said yesterday, the Packers have 4 months to try to figure it out with Davante Adams. They have until July 15th, so 4 months from today, to try and figure that out so they aren't going to be swallowing that $20 million. So as simply as possible, what does this all mean? Basically, Rodgers has a 3-year deal. It's about $150 million. And in the first 2 years of the deal, it's quote unquote team friendly, meaning it has alleviated a bunch of much needed cap space and the Packers can actually make some moves. Now, here's where it becomes a problem because yes, we are pushing money down the road. We're kicking the can. The issue becomes when Aaron Rodgers does eventually decide to retire or the Packers move on from him. If they do that after 2023, it's going to be $68.2 million in dead cap, which is a lot of money, and Aaron Rodgers wouldn't be on the team. So basically, the Packers have mortgaged their future and said, hey, for the next 2 to 3 years, we're going to have Aaron Rodgers, and we're going to keep this Super Bowl window open. We'll be able to be competitive for the next 2 years, most likely, because we'll be able to actually put a team around him because of Aaron Rodgers' scheduled cap hit. After that, though, yeah, that's when it's going to get real ugly real quick. Now, again, as I said before, the cap is expected to go up, but $68.2 million, it doesn't really matter how much the cap goes up by. That's still going to be a very large pill to swallow. But as we have talked about on this show, if this gets them a Super Bowl, kind of worth it. If it doesn't, I'm never going to hear the end of it. So what does this mean for Jordan Love? Well, it looks like Aaron Rodgers is going to be on the Green Bay Packers for at least 2 more seasons. The third one, up in the air, we'll see. After that, if he decides, hey, I want to keep on playing until I'm 45 years old, then they're going to have to restructure things because it's going to be impossible to actually work that deal. But for Jordan Love, and I did a whole video on Jordan Love, he's now entering his 3rd year in the league. So at the end of this season, the Green Bay Packers need to decide if they're going to exercise Jordan Love's 5th year option. Now, the problem is if Aaron Rodgers winds up playing for these next 2 years and then says deuces, the only way the Packers are going to have Jordan Love is if they decide to exercise his 5th year option, which is fully guaranteed. And as I talked about in the video, it's based on how many snaps you play and Pro Bowls and what have you. And Jordan Love doesn't have any of that. He doesn't meet any of that criteria. So it will be cheaper. It'll be the average between the 3rd and the 25th highest QB salary. But now there's 2 schools of thought. It's, do you hold on to Jordan Love as a backup just in case and you have a first rounder who's just sitting there and maybe he's going to get an opportunity to play because who knows, if Aaron Rodgers wins the Super Bowl this year, maybe decides to say deuces after this year. Or do you trade him now and get that immediate value? Now, Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love do have the same agent. And if I'm Jordan Love, I'm not particularly happy right now because he wants an opportunity to play. You know, it was great learning under Aaron Rodgers for a couple years, but now eventually, like, the kid's gotta play. So if I'm a gambling man, based on what this contract looks like, I say the Packers hold on to him at most for another year and then wait to see what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. And I'm saying that on the idea that they win a Super Bowl, because if the Packers don't win a Super Bowl this year, I think Aaron Rodgers is definitely coming back next year because that's just what this deal is going to look like. This looks like a minimum 2-year window for Aaron Rodgers that could be extended to a 3rd, and then after that, things are going to be pandemonium. So I wouldn't be entirely shocked if they decide to move on from Jordan Love this season. I also wouldn't be shocked if they decide to sit on it for another year and say, yep, okay, we're going to pick up his 5th year option or not, depending on the outcome of this season and how Aaron Rodgers is feeling. So Packers fans, we get 2 to 3 more years of Aaron Rodgers MVP-like play and are able to actually field a team. We just tendered Allen Lazard as a 2nd-round pick, so that means it's going to be like a 1-year, $4 million deal. We'll see what happens with some other guys. Of course, Devontae Adams, that could last 4 whole months. But the Packers could also go out now and potentially get Rasul Douglas. They just have to clear this $4 million off the book, which again, the Jair Alexander extension is coming, and then they can work things with Randall Cobb, etc. So there will be more moves that the Packers are going to make before the deadline at 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. How do you feel about this deal? How do you feel about 2 to 3 more years of Aaron Rodgers? How do you feel about Jordan Love? Let me know. You guys find me at TomGrossiComedy.com or TomGrossiComedy, all social media see down below. Check out podcasts on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify, and of course YouTube. And a big shout and thank you to all the patrons over patreon.com/TomGrossiComedy and the YouTube members. But thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go Pack Go.